Good morning. Here I am, not at school this morning. It's Monday morning, and I took a personal day. It's Stanley's mama's birthday, and I took the day off to take her wherever she wanted to go, just somewhere special. And she said she's never been to the Ontario Mills Mall, and so that's where we're going. And I came early with Stanley, and I'm hanging out with him until she's ready to go. And I'm sitting at a perfectly clean, empty desk. It's not that way anymore because now my mess is here. But I even had to open some of the drawers. No one works at this desk right now, so I'm not invading space. But the drawers are like, I don't know, can I show you? It's like, how do I show you? I don't think I can. See, there's no mess. There's nothing. It's just perfect. I'll take you on a little tour of his office. Look, he collects cameras, old cameras and film type things. He even has my daddy's old projector. He has all kinds of things that he collects here in his office. And then here he is. Can you say good morning, Stanley? Can you say good morning? Hi. He has a really clean desk too. He works on 3 different computers, and he says they're not computers. He says they're monitors, but he works very hard. But I have to tell you, so this morning, before we came to work, he had a doctor's appointment, and then we did an errand to AAA, and because he has flexibility. See, he can go to the restroom whenever he needs to. If he needs to come late because he has to take care of an appointment, he can stay later in the day. This is how the other half lives. It's and he didn't have to do sub plans to come in late. But we love our jobs, and we wouldn't trade it for anything. So today's video is a math video on a mathematician from Sweden. His name is Peter Lijedahl. And I have my friend Mark Smith to thank me for introducing me to this man. I think I had heard of him, but I had never made a connection I need to pursue this gentleman further. And Mark, thank you so much. Mark is a friend from my youth, and he is just an incredible person. He teaches secondary education in Portland, Oregon. He teaches math and computer science and rock climbing. He is, in my book, a world-class rock climber. He spent I don't know how many days, weeks on El Capitan in Yosemite. He took our family rock climbing one time, and it was terrifying. And we only went, I think I only went 6 feet. It was terrifying, but for another day, that story will be. But today's video is on Peter, and I watched his YouTube video. It was over an hour long, and I watched it a few months ago, well, maybe 2 months ago, and I really can't remember everything I learned. I need to go back and watch it. But until then, there is something I can share with you. There were 2 things that stood out that he said. He's written the books, Building a Thinking Classroom, and don't we all want that? But he said that math needs to be done vertically. And he said on whiteboards, students need to be standing up, working together, and vertically so that they can look about and see what each other is doing and get ideas from that. And so last week, our principal, or I was actually our vice principal, she sent out an email and said that one of our physician dads has a bunch of whiteboards that he wants to donate if we want any. And I said, well, how big are they? They're 4 by 8. And I said, well, I'd like about 7, but I don't want to be greedy. So I don't know, how many I'll end up with. I don't want to take them all and, not let my colleagues have them. But I'm imagining if they work, I can lean them up against parts of the walls or my bookcases, and we can do math vertically that way. The other thing that he says we need to do is have our students do long long math problems that take a long time to do and really get them involved. And doesn't your heart ever long for that? To just get out of the standard that you're working on and let them just work hard on a math problem. But where do we find those? That can be the challenge. So I went to his website after listening to his YouTube video, and I know Wonderful Stanley will link that for you. And I found where if you go to it says for teachers, Peter Lijedahl for teachers, and then he has some little sections, and one says numeracy task, and that caught my eye. And so I clicked on it, and sure enough, he has all these activities for free for you to download and use. For primary K-3, he has created 7 tasks. For intermediate 4 through 6, he's created 15 tasks. For junior high, 21 tasks. And for high school, 5 tasks. And I would guess that's because maybe those tasks for high school are just so lengthy that he has much fewer prepared. But so I just looked through my section, 4th grade, and I found one called Celebrity Travel Planning. And that caught my eye, and I looked it up, printed it out, and that's the one we did. I've only done one, and I want to do many more, but I wanted to share this with you. So here it is. You'll get the lesson is right here. You are the personal assistant of the latest teen celebrity to come out of Canada. Right now, you and your celebrity are on a private plane bound for Wintersburg, Ontario, due to land at 9 a.m. to do some promotional visits and to earn some money for charities. Your job is to create a schedule of visits that will allow your celebrity to earn as much money as possible and be back on the plane by 2 p.m. for the flight home. Wouldn't you love to have this job? To help you with this task, you have been provided with a payment chart listing the possible locations to visit and how much each of these locations will contribute to charity for your celebrity's time. Also included is a rough map of where these locations are with some of the travel times between key locations indicated. Some things to keep in mind while you are planning the day's schedule. 1, your plane home will leave at 2 p.m. sharp, so you cannot be late. And 2, you may visit at any location as many times as you wish or stay for as long as you wish, but you will only be paid for a single visit for the time indicated on the payment chart. The only exception to this is the shopping mall, which will pay $45 for every 30 minutes that the celebrity is on site. And I'm thinking now it would have been fun to let them think of who their celebrity would have been. I think I'll do that next year. That would have been fun to see what they came up with. And then this is the chart, which tells you where they're going to go, how long the celebrity can spend there, and how much money they'll earn. And then here is, when I look at, it looks backwards to me when I'm looking at this for you. I hope it doesn't look backwards to you. Oh dear. Well, here's the rough schedule of how long it takes to get from place to place. So you get all that for free. And then what I did is we went over it, passed it all out. I let them work in 2s, and then I gave them this size paper. What is this? Probably 11 by 17 paper. And I sent them to go on their way. And I didn't really give them, this was my first time doing it, so I've already thought of ways to improve it. I said, figure this out, make it as clear as you can, and have fun. And we spent a good 45 minutes on this activity. And I wanted to show you what the results were. And I did grade them. It was something that I entered into RenWeb. I graded them on these things. Is it something that someone could follow? Is it a schedule someone could follow? Did they show their math? And was there some kind of an order to it? So those are the 3 things that I was looking for. Here's one example that this student, they ended up raising $245 for St. Jude. I love that, but I don't see any way that a celebrity could follow this schedule. There's not enough detail. This one, everyone's looks completely different. This one, I love this section where they had a plan and then they crossed it out and decided to go in a different direction. I love that because we know that our mistakes are a valuable part of learning. But I didn't see any math in this one. This student, again, I don't see an itinerary or a plan. So I can see next year I'm going to want to make sure I do that. I say I want to see an itinerary, a plan, a schedule, and a bunch of math. Let me show you some of the ones. Oh, this one started getting really detailed. Look at that. And an end time. But they forgot to tell me what the end result, the end dollar amount was, and they didn't choose a charity. Part of it was, letting me see what they would choose for a charity. This one, look at this. And look who they chose for their charity, Loma Linda School of Pharmacy. And I was so angry at myself because I couldn't help myself, and I corrected the pharmacy here, and then I thought, this is how pharmacy should be spelled. I wish I had left it alone, and I told them that. Look at this one. We're getting more in depth with arrows. I see a whole schematic. This student, these pairs, I wrote, this is literally something that I could follow starting from the airport. But they didn't choose a charity or a final dollar amount. They forgot to do that. This student has just a narrative, but let me tell you, everything is included in this narrative. So it doesn't look like I would expect it to, but I gave this student a top grade because it's all there. All the info is there. And 185 for the Make-A-Wish Foundation. Look at this one. And this student made $580 for Team C's. It's like, an environmental cause. I could follow this. I could absolutely follow this. And I love the way this pair did some analysis on this. They made $270 for cancer, and then wrote, which is quite a lot of money. There was some really analytical thought in that comment. And then this one, look at this, $235 for pet adoption and for cancer. What did they think of this project? I was loving listening to their language as I was walking about, but at the end I said, tell me what you thought of this activity. Mofe Olua wrote, I liked drawing the roots. Jackson says, it involves us having multiple answers, and it just feels better than worksheets. Yeah, it does. And I can't remember exactly. I think I know who said this, but I'm not 100% sure. This student wrote or said, I love this math assignment. This is advanced math. I never used the word advanced math. But this was the analysis, and I thought, what more could I want from an assignment? For a student, a fourth grader, to evaluate this and say this is advanced math. So Peter, thank you. And Mark, thank you for putting me on to Peter. I'll be re-listening and being able to share more activities with you. But I hope you will give this a try. Take a break from whatever you're doing and just do some math that's going to dig deep and take us a while. And Stanley, thank you for sharing your office with me. You want to say goodbye? Goodbye. Bye. Do you see his clean desk? It's an inspiration. It's my inspiration. I look forward to seeing you next week.